Hey guys, it's Becky Bamboo again. Still Monday, September, 20th, 2010. Um, so I want to do like a follow-up of the last video because, well, I needed to. There's more I need to talk about, there's more I need to say. I'm sure there's more I need to cry about. Um, First of all, I'll just talk about my weekend. No, I don't even know exactly what order to do this in. I think I'll just continue off where I was. Um, So 100 pounds is gone from me forever. And I know it's gone forever. It has to be gone forever. I don't ever, I will never live the way I lived before. I'm just not going to do it. Um, I've had time to sit here today and reflect about this journey so far and to look back a little bit into my life and reflect on I don't know. I guess in some ways I just want to see. I was trying to find out exactly where I kind of gave up in my life. And I think I have it narrowed down pretty close. Um, I told you guys multiple times I used to be an athlete when I was younger. I was a major athlete, and there's not a lot of things that I've been confident in my life, but my athletic ability is one that I remain confident in. I was a damn good athlete. I was really good at softball. I was decent at basketball. I was okay at volleyball. Volleyball wasn't necessarily my thing, but and I played golf. I was good. I'm good at golf. I used to be good at golf. I haven't played in a while, but that doesn't mean I won't be good again when I go back to playing. Um, but something happened along the way. I started playing basketball when I was in the fourth grade, and if you look back at pictures of me playing basketball then, I was easily twice the size of everybody else on the team. Um, I never saw myself like that. I always knew I was fat. I always knew I was bigger than everybody else, but I never saw myself. Um, I never saw exactly how much bigger I was. Um, I just didn't feel that way because I felt like I was still a good athlete and I could keep up with everybody, and that's just how I felt. I don't know. Um, I got to the point where I was good enough at like basketball where when I was in like middle school, I was a starter. I started. I didn't ride the bench or anything like that. I played a lot, even from the time I was in the fourth grade. I played a lot of basketball, and I was always real. I just that was something that made me proud. It made me proud, and um, I got to high school, and being athletic was just part of me. I've always been a jock. Even now, in a lot of ways, I still am a jock. Even though I don't play sports like I once did, I still feel like a jock. Um, I got to high school, and I have to tell this story because it does have a purpose in all of this. My freshman year of high school basketball team. Well, first of all, when I told you I started in seventh grade, I did. And my basketball team went to the state tournament, so we were good. We had a good team. I got to high school, and we had the same team in my eighth grade year, and we were still good. We just didn't have the same fortune of winning as much as we did in the seventh grade year. So I got to high school my freshman year, and of course, it was in my blood to play sports. I wanted to play basketball still. Um, it was a new school, new coaches, new everything. A lot of the same people I played with, but some new people as well. Um, Most of them were teammates I'd had for many, many years in school. Um, early in this season, we had to give some statistics for our coach. The junior varsity coach was a woman, and so she wanted some numbers from us, and then also some sizes so that we could get our uniforms. And I'll never forget this. The people ask, like, what's one of your most embarrassing memories? This is it for me. And I don't even know if people in my family even know about this, because I don't think it's something I really talked about. And maybe I did. I just, honestly, there's so many memories I've just pushed out and not allowed to remain. I don't know. But anyway, she took us into the locker room of the high school, and I can picture everything like it was yesterday. Lined us up, and there was kind of an office in the locker room, and she was in the office, but it was an open windowed office, and we'd each come up to the window one by one by one by one, and she wanted our height, our weight, and our clothing size. And so I got up there and told her my height, and at that time my weight was 280, 285, somewhere in there. And I only remember that just because of what happened. And so, I mean, I was freshman in high school, pretty darn close to 300 pounds at that point. I know by the time I was done with high school, I was probably over 300 pounds. But I'd give her my height and I'd give her my weight, and she just gets angry. She gets angry with me about my weight. You weigh blah, 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 blah. And she just keeps screaming this number out in front of all of these girls who I have known for practically my entire life. I've been going to school with these people forever. And just repeatedly going on and on about, I can't believe you're that big. I can't believe you weigh that much. You know, how are you going to play basketball weighing that much? Blah, 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 blah. And that thought had never crossed my mind before. It had never occurred to me that I was at a size where they would consider that I was too fat to play. Because I'd been big forever. I mean, I was big from the time I was a little kid. And yet I still had lots of successes with sports. And I never had anybody say, you can't do this because you're too fat. And from that point on in that basketball season, both this coach and the varsity coach, which was a man, rode me so hard. Every time we would do sprints, and of course I was bigger, I was slower. That's part of it, you know. That didn't take away from my skill handling a basketball or my skill with shooting a basketball. It just took me a little longer to get to the other end of the court. But they would ride me so hard about that I was so slow and too fat and I needed to lose weight. And I can remember several times in that season the coach would pull me aside and she would just like belittle me and tell me, you know, you've got to go on a diet, you've got to lose weight, and blah, 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 blah. And I quit. I gave up. I didn't even want to finish the season. That was the worst season I've ever had in my life. I would be so sick to my stomach every day to have to go to basketball practice, to have to go to basketball games. I went from being a starter to riding the bench because this lady thought I was too fat to do it. She didn't even look at what my skills were with shooting a basketball or being a defender or any of that, because all she saw was that number. That fucking number. That's all she saw. And she crushed me. She crushed me. And I only reflect back to this now because I know now. I stopped. I stopped playing basketball. I stopped playing volleyball. Stopped playing softball. I tried to go back to softball when I was like a junior. I was so self-conscious I couldn't even do it. Even the coach knew I was a good player. And I used to work with his son at my high school job. And he would come to me and he would tell me, oh yeah, Dad really wants you to go back and play softball, and he tells me how good you are, and I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. And I say that now because I feel this inner strength that I never had. And I feel like this first 100 pounds gone is fueling me to get through the next. I want this next 100 pounds gone. And I'm going to fight to get it. And nobody is ever going to make me shut down like that again. Nobody's ever going to make me feel not worthy just because of whatever the damn number on the scale says. Because that number does not define me. It does not define me. I will continue to fight this fight, and I will kick its ass. I'm gonna do it. I'm not stopping until I reach my goal. I want to be able to look back and say, kiss my ass to all the people who treated me so bad because I was big. Because you know what? I'm still going to be the same person. 195 pounds is what I am and what I was at 424. This is all in here and in here. I'm still me. And I'm so ashamed that I let somebody make me give up my life. And I look back and I see how much I gave up. I just gave up the things that I loved. I loved sports. I loved being the jock and the athlete. I gave it up. The only sport I could manage was golf. And I played on the boys' golf team because we didn't have a girls' golf team. And I think that's the only thing that saved me. Because I earned the respect of those guys, and they didn't give a shit about my size. They were my friends. The coach was a wonderful man who I adore still to this day. I gave up so much. Never again. Never again. It's never again. I will fight every day for the rest of my life to never go through this again. And I guess I feel compelled to share this story because it's more for my own good, because I finally see it. I finally can reflect on it, and all these doors have opened up since this surgery, since this process, and there's like such a flood of emotions that I feel every day. Some days are good, some days are bad, some days are hard, some are easy. It's just, I feel such a flood, and with that flood comes this realization that I just quit my life. All the things that I loved, I quit because people told me I wasn't good enough to do them because I was fat. People just singled me out and pushed me into this category of not good enough, not good enough, not good enough. Damn it, I'm good enough. And each pound that comes off of my body now, I see that. I've always been good enough. I do deserve a good life. I do deserve to be happy. All things I didn't feel a year ago. So I share this with you because I've had such an amazing weekend, and it's been so inspiring to have people talk about how good I look and to get to share how good I feel. And I reflect on so much that I gave up, and never again, you guys. Just, I want everybody to know, stop doing that. Stop giving up in your life. Fight. Because I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep fighting. Every single day, I'm going to keep fighting. Until I knock this obesity right out of the park. I'm going to be free from these chains. One day. I will. Thanks, guys. I love you. Bye.